Why is SAS selection so difficult? You've probably heard that the SAS selection is one of the toughest special forces selections in the whole world. Well, you would be right. This is what you would need to pass to become part of the UKSF. First up, the infamous hills phase in the Brecon Beacons. Candidates march for miles over brutal terrain, carrying heavy packs. No guidance, no help, just a map, a compass, and pure determination. If you fall behind, you're gone. Survive that? Welcome to the jungle phase. Deep in the rainforests of Belize, candidates train in extreme humidity, exhaustion, and stress, honing their survival and combat skills. The jungle doesn't forgive, and neither do the instructors. Then comes escape and evasion. Candidates are hunted down, captured, and thrown into brutal interrogations, sleep deprivation, stress positions, psychological pressure. It's designed to break your mind before your body. So ultimately, only the best survive. Only the toughest earn the badge. Could you do it? Tag someone who thinks they could pass SAS selection.
Alright, Shalom. As always, before we begin this lesson, I want to give all honor and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. YAHAWAH, BAHSHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHSHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. That is all praises, blessings, honors be to the Most High. His true name is YAHAWAH. And our Lord and Savior, his name is YAHAWASHI, thus whom the world ignorantly and fraudulently called Jesus. Shalom to the Lord's elect, and much respect to the brothers that teach, preach, and prophesy in the true doctrine of YAHAWASHI. That's what we're commanded to do. Preach the word, preach the word, whether they hear or whether they forbear. Make our bodies a living sacrifice. It's that simple. And double honors to the elders, the bishops, and the apostles of the great millstone. That is where I learned this truth. The elders are worthy of double honors because prior to this, we didn't know this truth. That's what we learned from. We're entering other men's foundations. So the elders are worthy of double honors. Some of these men has been laboring this thing 30 plus years, 40 years, But Jake is, I've been listening to a few brothers out there, and it really vexes your spirit because they're making this thing about themselves. Airing out a lot of foolishness, a lot of personal beefs. We just preach the word, man. Preach the word. That's it. YAHAWASHI said to Simon Peter, lovest thou me? He said it 3 times. He says, yes, Lord, thou knowest all things. He says, feed my sheep, feed the lambs. That's it. Jake is making this about them. We are at the end. All this calamities. All hell is about to break loose. And Jake is making it about him. His feelings is hurt. No, preach the word, man. The testimony of YAHAWASHI is what? The spirit of prophecy. Sometimes, you know what? Let me just get to the scriptures, bro, because it really vexes your spirit. Anyhow, let's go to the book of 2 Timothy, because this is what we're commanded to do. 2 Timothy 4, start at verse 1. I charge thee therefore before Yahweh and the Lord YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Preach the word. As I say that is 11:11. Barakatah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. 1 represents knowledge, right? Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. That's it. Preach the word. It's simple. Jake is making it about him. A lot of these bug out Israelites, man, they're so annoying, some of them, because they get into the carnality. Man, it's annoying. But anyhow, Let's get to our daily edification. Yahweh willing, it'll be edifying and to the point. And I was going through some articles earlier today, and this information came up. This is from a website called the Sputnik, and it says elite psychopaths testimonies, chilling crimes by UK, United Kingdom Special Forces in Iraq and Afghanistan. And let's go back here for a second.
Why is SAS select?
Britain doesn't do. If I said to you guys here now,
100 Brits, 100. There's a reason why every top-tier military unit looks at the British Special Forces like they're the gold standard. The SAS basically invented modern special operations, and the SBS. They're the closest thing to real-life Navy SEALs before the SEALs even existed. But let's compare some special forces from around the world. DevGru and Delta Force, world class, but both were heavily influenced by the SAS. Delta's first commander, trained by the Brits. US Army Rangers, an elite force no doubt, but even they admit their motto, Rangers lead the way, might as well include after the Pathfinders. French Foreign Legion, tough as nails, but their job is more about endurance and survival than covert special operations. German KSK, highly skilled and respected, but nowhere near the combat experience of the SAS. Australian SASR, essentially SAS with an Aussie accent. So, are British Special Forces the best in the world? Well, when every special ops unit either copies you or gets trained by you, I'd say that answers itself.
The hardest place to be a soldier is fucking Wales.
really?
Yes. And the reason for this is like everyone's
the longest escape and evasion within military history. And
they drop in fast, they fight even faster. This is the Parachute Regiment, known simply as the Paras.
Anyways, I just wanted to show you a few little, just to give a little understanding what I'm talking about and what it's all about. You know, these are these specially trained mercenaries, assassins, highly trained, highly skilled, men of war, because they are that's their strength. You know, it goes back even to Genesis. You know, Esau's blessing was the sword. So these are highly trained operative mercenaries, you know, that are highly trained into deleting people. You know, anyways, let's get into the article here. This is elite psychopaths testimonies expose chilling crimes by UK special forces in Iraq, Afghanistan. The new accounts come amid an ongoing independent inquiry relating to Afghanistan, launched in 2022 to examine allegations of war crimes committed by British special forces. And some of the videos is what you were seeing and what they were talking about earlier. Highly trained, highly skilled men of valor. British elite regiments committed atrocities in Iraq and Afghanistan for over a decade. It says new eyewitnesses accounts cited by the BBC reveal allegations implicate both British Army Special Air Service SAS and Royal Navy Elite Special Boat Service SBS. Crimes include cold-blooded executions of unarmed men, that goes against all what's it called there of war. I can't think of the word right now, but it goes against all acts of war. I can't think of the name, Salaki, but anyways, it is wrong, right? It says cold-blooded execution of unarmed men and even children. See, and even children, right? That you go on their websites, these are all things are off limits, because there's rules to war, there's engagements of war. There's but it doesn't apply to certain people. It says cold-blooded executions of unarmed men and even children. Shot while handcuffed. See? Shot while handcuffed. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 2. Right to the point. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So all this information is coming out now. what's the next step, right? All this information, because it's Yahawah BAHSHAM YAHAWASHI, he is revealing these things. You know, because this is all part of the shameful spewing. It says cold-blooded execution of unarmed men and children shot while handcuffed. Killings during night raids with civilians, once again off target, murdered in their sleep. Look at that. In their sleep. That's savage, right? That's barbaric right there. Cover-ups, lies, deception with weapons planted on bodies. Yes, you're hearing this correctly. Covered up with weapons planted on bodies, and the restraints removed to fake self-defense. These are these people speaking about themselves. They now, these are all eyewitnesses' account. Let's go to the book of Psalms, the 64th chapter, and start at verse 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Yahawah, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the enemy." This is King David right now, but this can apply in these times we're in. Preserve my life from the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Because they always doing these things, and they can say, oh, these people were savages, these people were the T word, they're all kind of, you know, their life was in danger. They're going to come up with all this foolishness. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately, saying, who shall see them? Because why? This is all evil right now. Shooting civilians in their sleep, faking things to stage like crime scenes to justify wickedness. You know, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities and accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them is deep, and the heart, so like it. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. See? But Yahawah shall shoot at them with an arrow. Talk about the missiles. Suddenly shall they be wounded, so that they make their own towns fall upon themselves, and all they see them that fall away. This is the part here that I wanted to bring out. So they shall make their own town to fall upon themselves. Because this is now goes into what we just read here, Luke 12 verse 2. All their secrets are being revealed. They're telling on themselves, right? It says, cover-ups with weapons planted on bodies, and the restraints removed to fake self-defense. Execution of detainees as standard operation procedure. Standard operation procedure with junior soldiers ordered to delete higher-ups. Yes, you're hearing this correctly. Finishing off the wounded. This is all. These are all things that are quotable. Martial law, like court martial stuff, where they should be. These are war crimes. See, it says they search someone, handcuff them, then shoot them before cutting off the plastic handcuffs used to restrain people and planting a pistol by the body, one eyewitness said. And this is an image back from 2003. It says this is the image taken from video. A British soldier directs an Iraqi to kneel while an RAF Puma helicopter lands Thursday, April 3rd, 2003 during patrols around Iraq. Then Afghan President Hamid Karzai reportedly personally to warn the then UK Prime Minister David Cameron about civilians killings carried out by British Special Forces. So clearly they didn't care. Let me see this. No, I don't want to go into that. But yeah, that's the point I want to bring out here, because this is how they get down, right? This is Psalms 140 verse 4. It says, "Keep me, O Yahawah, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man." Because these are violent people. They are trained mercenaries. It says, "Keep me, O Yahawah, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent men who have proposed to overthrow my goings." Even King David was talking about these people, right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 16 verse 29. It says, "A violent man entices his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good. So these people were telling what they're ordering them to kneel by gunpoint. A violent man entices his neighbor and leadeth him into the way that's not good, because they're doing it to destroy them, to delete them. You know, let's go to this video here once again. I want to show something if I can remember where it
So
is.
I get sent to B Squadron, mountain troop. So I've got my berry, I've got my belt, feeling proud, you know. Off I go, walk into B Squadron interest room. And as I walk in, I'm like, am I in the wrong place here? I thought I walked into a council office in Hereford. I'm like, what do you mean? There's like, fat bloke over there, bald-headed bloke over there, skinny bloke over there, hardly got any teeth. I was like, this is the SAS. In my head, I'm thinking, are you kidding me? There's these people misshaped, all sorts of... I'm thinking, what the f***? It's joined. So I'm a little bit bewildered, to be honest. I mean, I was quite fit, I was skinny, but because I'd just gone through selection, but I thought, what is this?
And that's one of the men they're telling themselves. But this is, like I said, these guys are special operative. They're trained to delete. That's their job. This is the book of Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 35 and verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Seeth thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So this is the judgment that is coming. It said, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it, Thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Because this is the judgment of Edom. They're very violent, but they go around calling people savages and doing all this wickedness just so they can justify their existence. You know, this is Psalms 37 and verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be envious against the workers of iniquity. Iniquity is sin on a large scale, mass scale. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, YAHAWASHI, and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. That goes into what? My servant shall eat. It says, delight thyself also in the Lord, YAHAWASHI, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy ways unto the Lord, YAHAWASHI. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. See? And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in the way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. See? Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait on the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. See what the Lord is saying? So we got to trust in YAHAWASHI, because for yet a little while, you know, the wicked, the candle of the wicked shall be put out, as it says. You know, let's go to the book of Psalms 58 and start verse 1. It says, do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Because all the wickedness these people do, they don't judge uprightly, because their same laws that they create, these people should be punished for it. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. And this is what they do. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. And these are the violent men. As King David said, protect me, hide me from the violent men. You know, because this is what they do. Anyways, like I said, I don't want to go too far into this. Hope that you've been edified, giving all praises, glory, infinite honor to our power, Yahawah, BAHSHAM, YAHAWASHI. Once again, Luke 12 verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Call halal Yahawah, BAHSHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHSHAM, QADASH, Shalom.